Shilpa madam, namaskar.
And can we put her on spotlight? Shilpa ma'am.
Okay, I will come. I'll pin myself. Okay.
Hello.
Now is it okay?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Just a minute.
अनिता जी आवाज
Good evening.
ठीक है ना सर?
मैम आपका किसी का तो एको हो रहा है. Is it clear? Am I audible?
Now? Yes.
Now fine,
okay.
ma'am. This is fine. Good evening, everyone. Am I audible?
Yes.
Okay. Wishing you all a very happy International Yoga Day. I'm sure you all have attended a lot of your yoga workshops, seminars today, and everybody was busy and they were requesting us not to have anything in the daytime. So we have, and still there are people who are traveling out and they are not able to attend. So we wanted to do this late in the evening so that maximum of you can attend it. The speaker for today is Mrs. Shilpa Joshi. Shilpa madam is MSc, has completed an MSc in pharmaceutical chemistry. She has a gold medal from Mumbai University. Joshi ma'am pursued her longing for spirituality and turned towards Das Bodh that she liked since her childhood. She is deeply interested in interpreting Das Bodh and has translated it into English. She is a faculty in Yoga and Yoga Shastra in various reputed institutes. And she is also a faculty at Yogaarthi, and we are highly indebted to her for inculcating a lot of yoga studies and the value of yoga into our students. So thank you, Joshi madam, for that. A little introduction about Yogaarthi also for those who are new joinees. Okay. Yogaarthi School of Indic Studies, that we have a lot of courses that we have devised. Mainly, we started 7 years ago with Masters in Yoga Shastra and various diploma courses in yoga. That is the TTC in Diploma of Yogic Studies. Yogaarthi School of Indic Studies, we help students in developing and imparting skills in the application of yogic practices for restoring and promoting positive health. As I said, we have various courses which have been devised. We will also be introducing new courses, that is Ayurved Parichay. Dr. Sushma Kale, herself a Kirtankar, will be leading the junior diploma in Kirtankar. Also, the Sanskrit Pravesh course, which will be newly launched soon. The dates for all these courses will be put up in the study group shortly. So over to you, Shilpa Joshi, madam. You can continue. Is she on spotlight? I'm sorry.
Can you hear me? Am I audible? Am I audible? Hello?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, madam.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So, namaskar to everybody first, and a very happy International Yoga Day. I'm sure all of you must be engaged throughout the day, and late evening is little tiring, but we'll see that how we can make it interesting through the study of Bhagavad Gita, as the topic we have given is wisdom of Bhagavad Gita through the Sankhya Yoga, which is the second chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Now, among all the chapters of Bhagavad Gita, why it is important to select the second chapter is because second chapter talks about Sankhya Yoga. And whole yogic philosophy is based on Sankhya Yoga. Most of you are the students of yoga and you will be able to know these things. But even those who are new, we will make it very simple for them. Because what is important is this knowledge has to get to maximum people and they should feel interested in learning yoga or in learning the Bhagavad Gita. So why first we will say that why it is important to study Bhagavad Gita, why you want to study Bhagavad Gita. It is because Bhagavad Gita can integrate the personality. We live at 3 levels of existence. What are those 3 levels of existence? The 3 levels of existence are the physical level, the mental level, and the spiritual level. And unless our personality gets integrated, we will be never able to increase the standard of our thinking. मुझे लगता है मैं थोड़ा इंग्लिश और हिंदी में भी बात करूं तो सबके लिए आसान हो जाएगा. That is how we are usually conducting lectures also for the students, because some of the students feel that it is little easier to pick up certain concepts. When we talk in Hindi, it becomes little easier. So I'll mix up the language, of course, so it will become easy for you. तो ये जो हम कहते हैं, we are at the 3 levels of existence. Now, how to integrate this personality? Our physical level is taken care of the asanas. Then our mental level, how to bring the mind in equanimity state is very important, because mind is the central pivot of our existence. We are not the body, we are the mind, what we call as the subtle body. And this mind is expressing through the physical body. So actually it is not the physical body that we are, but this is the ignorance. That is what Lord has explained to us in this Sankhya Yoga. And basically why he had to tell to Arjuna, because Arjuna on the field of battle, on the battlefield was deluded. He was such a great warrior, but when he saw all his kith and kin, his cousins, then his teachers, then all the other people related to him, his hand started trembling. And he was one of the great archers, but the bow fell down from his hand. The गांडीव धनुष्य हम जो कहते हैं अर्जुन का है, वो उनके हाथ से गिर गया. Why this happened? Because he became totally nervous. ये जो बात हो गई, when we become nervous, when we lose the courage, and we lose the courage at the level of our mind. Don't we always say that, oh, I have lost my nerves? हम कहते हैं कभी जब हम डिसीजन नहीं कर पाते हैं या किसी चीज से हम डर जाते हैं, तो always we lose our nerves. That is what we say. That means we are losing our courage in a way. And if our mind is weak, then even our body becomes weak. This is what Vivekananda had said. If you feel you're strong, you're strong. If you feel you're weak, you're weak. So how strong your mind is very important whenever we are confronting any situation or any difficulty in our life. Now, how to bring Arjuna out of this? So the first chapter, of course, of Bhagavad Gita is Arjuna Vishada Yoga, which means that Arjuna became totally depressed. And what happened to him on the Kurukshetra? Now, when Krishna realized this, that unless I get him out of this ignorance, Arjuna will not wage the war. And for losing war for a Kshatriya is worse than dying. Because he says that Kshatriya should die while fighting. That is the greatest death that he can achieve. Because he's not the body. And that is what ignorance Lord wanted to remove from the mind of Arjuna. So it is said that like in today's modern terms, we can say that it is like, what you call neuropsychosis. All those doctors and all will understand this neuropsychosis, because the nerves, your nervous system gets affected and your mind also therefore becomes depressed. Now how to, ये विषाद जो है अर्जुन का, वो हम उनके मन से कैसे निकाले? इसीलिए ये सांख्य योग में भगवान ने उनको, he started right from the, first this, that it is not fair for you to brood over things which you should not. That is how he literally began. When the chariot came in front, in between he stood. And when Arjuna just dropped off and said, I'm not going to fight, then Krishna had to tell him and give him this knowledge. And therefore, it is said that second chapter gives most of the things and brings the whole crux of Bhagavad Gita. It has about 72 verses and we have about 90 minutes. So I'm going to club the issues or the essence of the verses, and then let us try to understand how Lord gave him all the teachings. So therefore, it is said that first I will just explain in short what this Sankhya means. This Sankhya Yoga is written by Kapila Muni, and he is considered as one of the highest intellect. He has the highest intellect, and among all the Munis, he was very much people really respected him, all the other Munis also. So Sankhya Yoga was written by Kapil Muni. Now what this Gita is, let us understand what Gita is. Gita is essence of all Upanishads. In Gita Mahatmya, it is said that Sarva Upanishado Gavo Dogdha Gopala Nandana Partho Vatsa Sudhir Bhokta Dugdham Gita Mritam Mahat. We have to consider as if all these Upanishads are like a cow and Lord is milking the knowledge from all the Upanishads. Dugdha Gita Mritam Mahat. It is like the milk or the essence of all Upanishads. Therefore, by studying Gita, it becomes very easy to go to any Upanishad and to understand any concepts from the Upanishad. So this is the first thing, and therefore to integrate our personality, which even for Arjuna, there was no integration in his personality. His body also was trembling, then his mind had become weak. He looked like a coward, soldier, which definitely Lord Krishna could not take. And therefore, to bring courage to him, he started explaining him all these things. So, very much in the first verse of the second chapter, he said that from where you have developed this cowardness. I'm not going to read verses because otherwise we will not be able to have time enough for the explanation. So I'm just clubbing the verses and trying to tell you that from first verse to almost the fourth verse, second and third verse, he could feel that Arjuna was totally down. And so he said, from where this cowardness has come to you, being such a great warrior. So Arjuna started explaining, see, all these people who are in front of me, they are my uncles, my cousins, teachers, the great warriors. And by killing them, I don't want to enjoy even a little thing. Even if I get the kingdom of 3 universes, I don't want it. I might as well live like a beggar, but I don't want to have the, enjoyment after killing these people. What do I need then? What do I need then? So therefore, he says that because of this, I don't want. Now here itself, in the 11th verse, Lord says that you are brooding over the things which you should not. You're talking like a pandit, you're talking like a scholar, but you're brooding over the things which you should not. And therefore, it is not like that we were never there. ऐसा कभी नहीं हुआ है कि हम लोग नहीं थे और वो लोग भी नहीं थे. हम हमेशा ही है, लेकिन with the change of our form. हमारा जो ये शरीर है, ये शरीर बदलता रहता है, लेकिन हमारे अंदर जो आत्मिक हमारी स्थिति है, वो हमेशा, it is always immortal. The Atma will never die, nor it will kill anybody. So right from there, Lord started telling him about the concept that we are not the body. He says that we appear sometimes. We will come to that verse in the second chapter. And he says, who is that who is watching our childhood, who is watching our youth, who is watching us to be adult, and who is watching us to be old? All these states, these are all changing states of the body. And who is the one who is watching? तो उसे कहा है दृष्टा, the seer. And पतंजलि योग सूत्र में इस दृष्टा के बारे में शुरू के ही 3-4 जो अपने सूत्र है उसमें बताया है कि तदा द्रष्टु स्वरूपेव स्थानम. What happens when we try to bring all the vrittis under control or cessation of vrittis? Yogas chitta vritti nirodha. That is what Patanjali says. Means how to control this, our chetana or our pure consciousness, how we can control it by not transforming into the various vrittis. So for a simple example for that is, if you have a pond of water and you see that the upper surface of the pond is so quiet and there is absolutely no wave or nothing on it. But even if a small pebble is put inside, you will see so many corrugations. So yaha apne चित्त का चित्त हो जाता है. It is so simple. Your pure consciousness gets transformed into vrittis and then it becomes the mind. So mind is the transformed state of our pure consciousness. And all the time, this mind keeps on telling us so many things which we feel are real. See, it is we feel they are real. But mind is an illusion. That is what Lord wanted to tell him. He Maya aahe, this is the Maya, and how you can transcend this Maya. And what is superior to mind? Superior to mind is our intellect. So Lord has said that, see, I am not the body, I am not the mind, I am not the intellect, but I am beyond it. मैं इन सबसे परे हूँ. So you will never know me through the intellect. So how to know me? How to know me? So that is the way he says that if you want to know me, then understand you have to develop the equanimity of the mind. Now, what is the equanimity of the mind? That whether it is sorrow, joy, whether all these two dualities are there, we try to rise above the dualities. ये जो है honor, dishonor, ये सब जो बातें हैं, इसमें हम हमेशा we polarize ourselves. So Lord says, don't polarize yourself. Try to remain equanimous. So to remain equanimous, we have always been, saying that samatvam yoga uchyate. We have those 2 verses here, which I will just read because where the important verses are there, I feel I should read the verses and then give the explanation. Here it is said, Yogastha kuru karmani sangam tyaktva dhananjaya. Siddhya siddhyo samo bhutva samatvam yoga uchyate. How you perform Yogastha kuru karmani. Whatever the actions you are performing, you perform in the yogic state of mind. That means with equanimity. Sangam tyaktva dhananjaya. What is Sangha? Sangha is attachment. And this exactly what happened to Arjuna on the battlefield. He was so attached to all these people that it was very difficult for him to take the decision to wage the war against them. And he says, Siddhya siddhyo samo bhutva. Whether you win or whether you lose, you have to treat it with equanimity. Samo bhutva samatvam yoga uchyate. Now, how to arrive at the equanimity of mind? Arjuna in 6th chapter asked the Lord that Chanchalahi mana Krishna pramathi balavadruham tasyaham nigram manye vayo rivacha dushkuram. So he said, Chanchalahi mana Krishna, you are telling me to control the mind. But this mind is so restless. Chanchalahi pramati balavadruham, it is very strong. It is very strong to control. Tasyam nigram manye vayu rivacha dushkaram. It is like tying wind in the hands. Is it ever possible to tie wind in the hand? So Krishna understood and he realized and he told Arjuna that asamshayam mahabaho mano durnigraham chalam abhyasena tu kaunteya vairagyena chadu. So very beautifully said that yes, no doubt, asamshayam mahabaho, I know this mind is very difficult to control, but how you will do it? Abhyasena tu kaunteya vairagyena chadu. You have to study yourself. जैसे हम बोलते हैं कि खुद की जानकारी खुद को होनी चाहिए, और ये जानकारी होने के लिए हमें इन शास्त्रों की जरूरत है, क्योंकि सांख्य का मतलब क्या है? इट मीन्स नंबर. सांख्य मीन्स नंबर. सो हियर हाउ मेनी नंबर्स हैव बीन टोल्ड दैट वी आर बाउंड टुगेदर? इट इज सेड 24. ये जो नंबर्स है उनको it is called 24 numbers. ये संख्या जी है 24 numbers. And what are they? So it is said how we are made up of, like we said, our personality at the physical level, at the mental level, and at the spiritual level. We live at 3 levels of existence. And when we integrate all these 3 levels, then we become harmonious. Once we have developed that harmony with body, mind, and our soul, then it is very easy to know the Lord. Because he is not outside, he is within us. And what is he? He is that divine consciousness. That is how we always call him. He is the divine consciousness. मतलब वो निर्गुण और निराकार है. तो अभी ये निर्गुण और निराकार को जानना इतनी आसान बात नहीं है, क्योंकि हमारी जो सब इंद्रिय है, all our 5 sense organs are always active, and where they are directed, the mind always flows through them towards the world. दुनिया की जानकारी लेने के लिए ये सब इंद्रिया जो है वो बहुत उत्सुक है. इसीलिए अगर आप भगवत गीता का कोई भी चैप्टर निकाले, उसमें कोई 3-4 श्लोक तो ऐसे होंगे जो बताएंगे कि आपको अपने इंद्रियों पर काबू लाना है. Now, how to bring control over the indriyas is the whole process which has been described in the practical sense of yoga. And that practical aspect of yoga is described in the Patanjali Yoga Sutras. Why I'm mentioning Patanjali is, whatever philosophy has been told in Bhagavad Gita, how to implement that philosophy in our life is through our body, mind, and intellect. And yet, Lord is saying, I am not body, mind, intellect, but you will know me when you go beyond the intellect. So what is this going beyond the intellect? इसे हम कहते हैं प्रज्ञा. जब तक ये प्रज्ञा हमारे में प्रतिष्ठित नहीं होती है, तब तक भगवान को जानना हमारे लिए बहुत मुश्किल है. और इसीलिए अर्जुन को बताते हुए उन्होंने कहा, अव्यक्त दानी भूतानि व्यक्त मध्येन भारत अव्यक्त निधनानेव तत्र का परिवेदना. अरे अर्जुना, ये समझ लो कि यू आर नॉट द बॉडी, नॉट ऑल दीज. अव्यक्त है वो, लेकिन कुछ समय के लिए हमारे सामने व्यक्त हो गए हैं, लाइक इवन यू एंड मी, बिकॉज अर्जुना वॉज नॉट अ सेल्फ रियलाइज्ड सोल. सो he had to, yes, there is a question, what is prajna, and I will explain it as we come. So when Arjuna's was sorry, because of the question, when the Arjuna was in distress, Lord wanted to tell him, these bodies are not permanent. Not only these bodies, nothing in this world is permanent. सब कुछ अनित्य है, और ये सब कुछ माया के कारण हम देखते हैं. इस माया को उल्लंघन करके ही आप भगवान से मिल सकते हो. तो ये जो प्रज्ञा है, ये प्रज्ञा क्या है? दिस प्रज्ञा इज विजडम. What we are talking about wisdom of Bhagavad Gita. भगवत गीता केवल बुद्धि का विषय नहीं हो सकता है जब तक आप इसकी अनुभूति नहीं करेंगे. You have to experience. Yoga is a experiential science. We have उसकी अनुभूति होनी चाहिए. नहीं तो हमारे पास इतने ग्रंथ है, जैसे शंकराचार्य ने कहा कि वाक्यार्थेन प्रवक्ष्यामि यदुत्तम ग्रंथ कोटि भी ब्रह्म सत्या जगत मिथ्या जीव ब्रह्मो न वै परा. See, he says, I'm telling you in half of the sentence what thousands of granthas or the texts have said. ब्रह्म केवल एक सत्य है, बाकी जगत मिथ्या है, और ब्रह्म और जीव दो अलग नहीं है. अपना जो जीव है वही ब्रह्म है. And this is all the essence of our Vedas and our Upanishads. ये अद्वैत का मार्ग है, लेकिन सांख्य का मार्ग जो है वो द्वैत का मार्ग है. सांख्य किसके बारे में कहता है? पुरुष और प्रकृति. Now what is this purusha? So therefore I said we will have to know a certain things. जैसे हम कहते हैं, इसका जो एक बहुत अच्छा ही पुरुष और प्रकृति का चार्ट सांख्य योग में बताया है. तो यहाँ कहते हैं जो सब, जहाँ कुछ नहीं है, मतलब जो निर्गुण ब्रह्म है, तो उसे कहा है ब्रह्मन. फिर ब्रह्मन से क्या होता है? नीचे जो उसका स्तर है उसे हम ईश्वर कहते हैं. ईश्वर को हम किसी द्वारा जान सकते हैं, लेकिन निर्गुण निराकार को हम जान नहीं सकते. और फिर ये ईश्वर जो है, ये ईश्वर से निर्मित हुई है पुरुष और प्रकृति. तो ये पुरुष क्या है? इट इज योर इंडिविजुअल कॉन्शियसनेस. मतलब जैसे हम बोले कि आत्मिक स्तर पे हम कहते हैं कि मेरे अंदर मेरी आत्मा है, किसी और के अंदर उसकी है. ये जो पुरुष है इसे इंडिविजुअल कहते हैं. हर एक को अपना अपना है, लेकिन ये अलग नहीं है. ये आत्मा जो है सब में एक ही है. द पावर ऑफ कॉन्शियसनेस और द कॉन्शियस प्रिंसिपल इज सेम विद इन ऑल ऑफ अस. ओनली इट अपीयर्स डिफरेंट बिकॉज ऑफ अवर बॉडी कॉन्शियसनेस. हमें लगता है हम ये देह है, और यही से हमारा अज्ञान शुरू होता है. अवर इग्नोरेंस बिगिंस विद दैट. और यहाँ पतंजलि कहते हैं अविद्या अस्मिता. अविद्या मीन्स रॉन्ग नॉलेज ऑफ आवरसेल्फ, व्हिच आल्सो अर्जुना हैड. तो अविद्या अस्मिता. अस्मिता इज आईनेस. इट इज लिटिल डिफरेंट देन ईगो. मेरा होना. अगर कभी भी हम किसी से पूछे आर यू देयर, द पर्सन इमीडिएटली सेज यस. When he's saying yes, he is not talking about his body, but he is talking about his inner presence. हाँ, मैं हूँ. तो ये मैं जो है, ये बड़ा मैं है. It is not the small ego that we all have because of our bodies. So therefore, this consciousness is common. तो भगवान ने कहा है कि एक मणि सूत्र जैसे सब मेरे में है. This central thread is common everyone, and what you see each pearl are the different forms. लेकिन ये सूत्र जो है, इस सूत्र में ये सब एक साथ जुड़े हुए हैं. And that consciousness is me. So therefore, जब ये पुरुष जो conscious principle हम कहते हैं ना, और दूसरा है प्रकृति. अभी ये प्रकृति कैसे बनी है? पंच महाभूत, 5 elements. Then we have the karmendriya and jnanendriya. That means the 5 sense of organs, 5 organs of locomotion, and then they become 15 pancha mahabhut, panchendriya, jnanendriya, jnanendriya and karmendriya, and 5 are the tanmatras. ये तन्मात्रा क्या है? शब्द, स्पर्श, रूप, रस, गंध. These are the modalities through which our senses are able to get the knowledge. कान से शब्द सुनते हैं, आँख से हमें रूप दिखाई देता है. तो अग्नि का जो पंचमहाभूत में है, उसका जो प्रकाश है, उसके साथ हमारा जो आँख है वो जुड़ा हुआ है. Then शब्द, स्पर्श is the touch through the skin, and रूप through the eyes. Rasa is through our tongue. The taste buds are situated in our tongue, and gandha is through the nose. And we must understand कि पृथ्वी का गुण है गंध. So long as the particles of earth, whatever even the smell aroma we are getting from the flower, those are the particles which enter our nose. Without the particles entering the nose, you will not be able to smell. See the particles, they are so fine. कितनी सूक्ष्म हो सकती, लेकिन ये सूक्ष्म जो पार्टिकल्स है वो ही हमारे अंदर जाती है, तभी हमें गंध we can smell. Lot of things which are explained in the science today have been already taught in this Sankhya. कि हम कैसे, हमारी बुद्धि कैसे काम करती है. Just imagine we have brain, we have all the organs, but unless these organs are enlivened by the consciousness, they will not function. और इसका जो अगदी सामान्य जो उदाहरण है वो हमें मालूम है, कोई कोमा में अगर जाता है तो कोमा में जाते समय क्या होता है, उसका शरीर तो है वहां पे, सांस भी आर्टिफिशियल चालू रखते हैं, लेकिन उसको स्पर्श का ज्ञान नहीं होता है, वो किसी को पहचान नहीं सकता है. Why? Because the conscious principle in him is not active. जब ये एक्टिविटी शुरू हो जाती है, then he comes back to consciousness. See what a beauty it is. What is this consciousness? It is within us. ये जो परमात्मा की हम बात करते हैं, it is within us, but we are not able to experience him because we are looking for him outside. हम देखना चाहते हैं कि बाह्य अपने इंद्रियों से क्या हम भगवान जान सकते हैं, तो नहीं, यही सांख्य योग में भगवान में बताया है. तो एक जो ये वर्स है कि समत्वम योग उच्यते, you try to arrive at this stage, and then the Lord says, the second definition which is given by Lord is बुद्धि युक्तो जहाति उभे सुकृत दुष्कृते तस्मात् योगाय युज्यस्व योग कर्म सुकौशलम. ये योग क्या है कि जो भी कर्म तुम कर रहे हैं वो समबुद्धि से करने की कोशिश करना. जब you have arrived at the stage of samatvam yoga uchyate, this is, he says, this is the wisdom. When you arrive at the stage of equanimity, that is the wisdom, and that wisdom is called as prajna. ये एक विशेष किस्म का, जिसे हम विजडम कहते हैं, ये बुद्धि से परे है. तो काफी लोग पूछते हैं फिर हमें ये ग्रंथों का अभ्यास करना क्यों जरूरी है? अगर प्रज्ञा ही चाहिए भगवान को जानने के लिए, तो ये ग्रंथों का अभ्यास करने की आवश्यकता ही क्या है? But all these spiritual texts, what they do, they sharpen your brain. अपनी जो बुद्धि को वो इतनी प्रखर बना देते हैं कि बुद्धि की change happens, transformation happens there, and there we arrive at the prajna which is independent of the brain. प्रज्ञा है. इसीलिए हमें विवेकानंद जी ने कहा, उत्तिष्ठ जागृत प्रपन्नावरान बोधत. उत्तिष्ठ, now you wake up, you are in sleep. You are in sleep. That means even अगर हम जागृत में है, we are not awakened to knowledge of our own self. हम क्या है? और ये ही ध्येय है मानव जन्म का. अगर किसी में सार्थक है तो वो ये है कि हम अपने आप को जाने, और इसे हम कहते हैं सेल्फ रियलाइजेशन. What we call this is self realization या आत्म साक्षात्कार. आत्म साक्षात्कार. और जब ये आत्म साक्षात्कार होता है तो इसे कहा है स्थित प्रज्ञा. इसमें ये प्रज्ञा स्थित हो गई है. तो यहाँ भगवान को प्रश्न पूछा है अर्जुन ने भी कि ये स्थित प्रज्ञा क्या है? स्थित प्रज्ञ सका भाषा समाधिस्तस्त केशव स्थितदिम किम प्रभाषेत किम आसेत व्रजेत किम. हा स्थित प्रज्ञ जो आहे तो कसा दिसतो, तो कसा चालतो, तो कसा वागतो, ह्याबद्दल मला तुम्ही काहीतरी सांगा. आणि त्यासाठी ईश्वर त्याला सांगतायत ही स्थितप्रज्ञ जी स्थिती आहे ही स्थिती केव्हा येते तर जेव्हा तुम्ही आपल्या मनातून बाहेर पडता. You have to go beyond the mind. Because mind will always tell us to do what it likes. इसे हम कहते हैं प्रेयस. मन हमें कहता है वो चीजें जो हम कहते हैं प्रेयस, जो प्रेयस है और जो अपनी विवेक बुद्धि है. Now what is विवेक बुद्धि? विवेक बुद्धि is power to discriminate. इसे हम कहते हैं विवेक बुद्धि. और ये विवेक बुद्धि का उपयोग क्या है? नित्य क्या है, अनित्य क्या है, शाश्वत क्या है, अशाश्वत क्या है, इट विल ट्राई टू एनालाइज. जब तक ये विवेक बुद्धि हमारे में स्थिर नहीं होती तब तक हम वैराग्य प्राप्त नहीं कर सकते. सी हाउ स्टेजेस बाय स्टेजेस वी गो. और पतंजलि के सूत्र और भगवत गीता के ये श्लोक है, इनमें इतना साम्य है, लेकिन पतंजलि ने अपने लिए ये प्रैक्टिकल एस्पेक्ट से हम कैसे करें. तो मन पर काबू लाने के लिए पतंजलि कहते हैं प्राणायाम करो. प्राणायाम इज ऑल्सो टोल्ड इन भगवत गीता. ध्यान के बारे में भी गीता ने बताया है. तो प्राणायाम क्या है कि श्वास और प्रश्वास की जो गति है उसमें जो विच्छेद होता है, दैट मीन्स स्टॉपेज ऑफ ब्रेथ बिटवीन इनहेलेशन एंड एक्सहेलेशन इज कॉल्ड प्राणायाम. जब तक आप ये स्टॉपेज नहीं करते हैं हम उसे प्राणायाम नहीं कह सकते हैं. तो भगवान ने भी कहा है कि आई एम इन योर बॉडी अहम वैश्वानरो भूत्वा प्राणी नाम देहम आश्रिता. मैं आपके देह का आश्रय करके अपने स्थित हूँ अपने अंदर. कौन से स्वरूप में? वैश्वानर. वैश्वानर इज दैट which will digest all the food in your body, in the stomach. तो यह वैश्वानर क्या है? प्राण अपान समाम युक्ता पचावन्यम चतुर्विधम. देखो प्राण वायु, अपान वायु, इस सब के बारे में भी हमें गीता ने बताया है कि जब तक, that's why when we say that when a person falls ill or he doesn't want food, what is happening? अग्निमांद्य. अग्निमांद्य हो जाता है, मतलब in the gastric fire, it doesn't operate well. It becomes slow and low. और इसीलिए प्राणायाम से ये जो हमारा वैश्वानर है, हम प्राणायाम की प्रैक्टिस करें तो एक्टिविटी ऑफ योर गैस्ट्रिक फायर विल गो हाई. And then there is everything that gets digested. There is no problem of any fat getting into your body. तो स्लिमनेस, हठयोग कहता है वपुकृशत्वम वदने सुप्रसन्नता नाद स्फुटत्वम नयने सुनिर्मले अरोगता बिंदु जयोग्नि दीपन नाड़ी विशुद्धिर हठ सिद्धि लक्षणम. वपुकृशत्वम, slimness of the body. Yoga, those who are performing yoga should have slimness of the body. What they are doing the asanas for? गीता ने कहीं भी जगह पे आसन के बारे में हमें बताया नहीं है, ऐसे आसन करो, ऐसे करो, लेकिन मन के बारे में जरूर बताया है. तो अगर इन इंद्रियों पर हम कंट्रोल लाते हैं तो अपने आप जो है हमारी मेटाबॉलिज्म जो है वो इतनी ठीक रहेगी कि ये जो एक्सेसिव ईटिंग ऑफ फूड विल बी नॉट देयर. तो इसीलिए भगवान कहते हैं कि अर्जुना, यू हैव टू ब्रिंग कंट्रोल ओवर योर ब्रेथ एंड फॉर दैट आपके लिए अभ्यास करना जरूरी है. फिर मेरा जो है, व्हाट इज दिस बॉडी? ही सेज इट इज लाइक वासांसि जीर्णानि यथा विहाय नवाति गृह्णानि नरोपराणि तथा शरीराणि विहाय जीर्णान्यन्यानि तय्याति नवाहि देहि. You are throwing off or casting off your old clothes when they become old and tattered. So what happens? Vasamsi jiranani, they are like the old clothes. Your body becomes old. What happens? You cast it off and then you get a new one. Navati grinani naropa. Why you are brooding over losing the body or of your all these people who are standing against you? Your job is to have control and establish dharma. Dharma here means not religion. Dharma here means the truth. Dharayati iti dharma. That is what is told in our Vedas. One that holds on to truth. ये जो अधर्म की लोग, ये जो the way they are behaving, we have to finish their attitudes. Don't think you are finishing their bodies. So he's trying to convince him that there is nothing wrong. As a Kshatriya, if you are going to fight, you are established in your dharma. You are performing your duty. And that also for what? To establish the righteousness. So the whole Gita went on like that, where Bhagavan is going on explaining Gyan, Gyan, Gyan. He says, remove this ignorance. ये जो अविद्या है, जब तक ये अविद्या आप में से नहीं जाएगी, तब तक आपको खुद का ज्ञान नहीं होगा. और ये जो है आपको हो रहा है, उसे हम मोह कहते हैं. त्रिविधम नरकस्येदम द्वारम नाशनम आत्मना काम क्रोध तथा मोह तस्मादेतत् त्रयम् त्यजेत्. He says it is like it will take, these are the three doors to hell. Kama, Krodha, Tatha, Moha. They will never give you, you will not evolve. And it is said that the human birth is the highest evolution you can have in this Prakriti. ये जो प्रकृति हम देख रहे थे कि 5 ज्ञानेन्द्रिय है, 5 कर्मेंद्रिय है, 5 पंचमहाभूत है, 5 तन्मात्रा है, that becomes 20, and मन चित्त बुद्धि अहंकार, जिसे हम सूक्ष्म देह कहते हैं. तो यहाँ जो अहंकार है, now understand, this अहंकार is not the ego what we are talking, but this अहंकार is one which keeps and binds all these things together. हमारा देह जो बना हुआ है और वो सब साथ में है, वायु है, इतने सारी ओपनिंग्स है, but it doesn't go out. Where it is held, how it is held, and how it leaves the body, and then we say that it is a dead body. We are not even willing to say the name. We say bring the dead body has come. उसी समय हमारे नाम की आइडेंटिटी भी निकल जाती है. And how long? So many have come, so many have gone, and this change is happening always. So what is permanent is only the change. Therefore, यहाँ जो ध्यान के लिए भी, यहाँ भगवान कहते हैं कि पहले नैनम छिन्दन्ति शस्त्राणि. We all know this verse, it is very famous. नैनम दहति पावका न चैनम क्लेदयन्त्यापो न शोषयति मारुता. So what is happening? I will not be, killed by any weapon, nor burnt by any fire, nor dissolved by water, and not absorbed by the wind. Which means I am beyond the 5 elements. ये प्रकृति जो है, ये प्रकृति किस लिए जीवित लगती है? Because of the Purusha. That means that conscious principle within us, which is the reality. The conscious principle within us is the reality. Now, it is very interesting. See, these philosophical aspects are not difficult, but there is only one way in which we can study and understand them. इसके लिए कहा है श्रवण मनन निधिध्यास. न योगेन सांख्येन कर्मणो नो न विद्यया ब्रह्मात्मैक्य बोधेन योग सिद्ध्यति नान्यथा. ये कर्म और ये सब जो है, इससे बोध नहीं होने वाला जब तक आपको नहीं पता लगता है कि ये आत्मन और ये परमात्मन एक ही है. We are the ultimate Brahman and that is our true existence. तो ये सिखाने की कोशिश इस सांख्य योग में भगवान ने की है. तो वो बोलते हैं वही कि no weapon can kill me, no fire can burn me, no water can dissolve me, and no wind can absorb me. I am beyond all this. because they all have come from me. ये मेरे से ही आए हैं, लेकिन मैं इन सब से परे हूं. So the closest element which we can compare with the Nirgun is that of the sky. That of the sky. आप देखते हो कि ये जो space है, what happens is space is everywhere and it cannot be moved. Suppose we are keeping, if I'm keeping my mobile, it has occupied space. But when the mobile is lifted, the space remains there and then. It cannot be moved. So that is the closest example which can be given for this Paramatman. And yet, what is this space? Space is everywhere. There is no place where there is no space. But still, why space is considered to be one of the 5 elements? It is because space is also for us a illusion. हमारे लिए वो भी एक भ्रम है. हम समझते हैं आकाश है, लेकिन इस आकाश का होना जो है वो केवल ये जो किरण परावर्तित होते हैं उससे जो नीला रंग दिखाई देता है, जो भी एक भ्रम है, उसे हम आकाश जैसा मान रहे हैं. There is nothing like that. Those who have traveled by flight, those who have gone by plane, they know how much beyond they go, how much beyond they go. Still, everything is good. इसीलिए इसका पता लगाना, ये जो मेरा स्वरूप है, इसका पता लगाना ये बुद्धि का काम नहीं है. तो भगवान कहते हैं, कोई मुझे देखते हैं कि जैसे कोई मैं आश्चर्य, जैसे कोई एक वस्तु. People think that I am something, oh, really amazing, one can never know. And it is always said, one who says I know him doesn't know him. जो कहता है मैं उसे जानता हूं, वो उसे बिल्कुल नहीं जानता, क्योंकि वहां फिर भी मैं है. And that is the biggest, what we can say, hindrance to know God. There is nothing in between the Paramatma and Atman except this I or the ego, unless that gets dropped. अहंता, ममता और तृष्णता, ये 3 चीजें बताई गई है. तो इनमें क्या कहा है कि ये जो आपके अंदर अहंता है, what does it do? There are so many of vasanas hidden within us. So many which we are not knowing, because we know only 1/10 of the mind. 9/10 of our subconscious जो है वो हमें पता नहीं लगता है. तो ये जो वासना हमारे अंदर होती है वो डिजायर के रूप में आती है, कामना हो जाती है उनकी. When they come to our intellect, they turn out as desires. ये जो डिजायर्स है वो फिर किस रूप में प्रकट होते हैं? फिर वो विचारों के रूप में प्रकट होते हैं. You start having the thoughts. You start having the thoughts about that object which is existing in your subconscious. Try to go down and down within. इसीलिए ध्यान की प्रक्रिया हमें बताई है. यहाँ भी कहा है कि श्रेयो ही ध्यान अभ्यासात ध्याना ज्ञानम विशिच्यते. श्रेयो ही ज्ञान अभ्यासात ज्ञाना ध्यानम विशिच्यते. What is more special than the knowledge? It is the meditation. ध्यान कैसे करना है वो जान लो, मनन करो और फिर मुझे जानने की कोशिश करो. इसीलिए जो भी योग साधक है उसको ये 6 क्वालिटीज, see, for any getting admission into any of our academic studies, we have to give an entrance exam. और उसमें अगर हम क्वालिफाई होते हैं तो ही हमें एडमिशन मिलती है. तो अगर साधक बनना है तो उसके लिए भी कोई जरूरी बातें बताई है. तो गीता में कहा है शम दम तितिक्षा श्रद्धा समाधान उपरति. ये जो 6 बातें हैं ये साधक ने पहले उसमें अपना आत्मसात, या he should imbibe these 6 qualities. और these 6 qualities can be imbibed through the practice of yama and niyama, which has been told by बहुत ही सुंदर तरीके से. और ऐसा नहीं है कि स्पिरिचुअल लाइफ इज समथिंग डिफरेंट देन आवर एवरीडे डे टू डे लाइफ. When we start following on the path of yoga, this becomes the way of our life. और इसीलिए कहा है कि 3 चीजें दुर्लभ है. कौन सी 3 चीजें दुर्लभ है? एक मनुष्य जन्म मिलना, उस मनुष्य जन्म में हमें मोक्ष की इच्छा होना और हमें किसी महापुरुष का आश्रय मिलना. ये महापुरुष उन्हें बताया है, those who are the self-realized souls. तो अगर ये 3 चीजें साथ में आती है तो ही हमें इस जन्म में ही इस ज्ञान हो जाएगा. और ये ज्ञान से हम we will transcend all the sorrows. Transcend all the sorrows. Nobody wants to have any sorrows here. तो गीता महात्म्य में भी बताया है कि यह भय और ये जो शोक है ये 2 निकल जाएंगे. विष्णु पदमवाप्नोति भय शोक विवर्जिता. गीता शास्त्रम इदम पुण्यम प्रमाथि. द गीता शास्त्र जो है इससे क्या होगा? ये भय और जो शोक है, 2 worst things that happen to us, they will go away because we know our own self. हम जो ये त्रिगुण है, ये त्रिगुण कैसा खेल खेलते हैं, इसका बहुत सुंदर वर्णन 16वें अध्याय में भगवान ने. Have you ever thought that why 2 people will react differently to the same situation? बस एक ही कुछ घटना चालू है, लेकिन जो व्यक्ति उसके साथ how they react are different because they are under the spell of these trigunas. ये त्रिगुण क्या है? ये त्रिगुण से अर्जुना परे हो जाओ. Go beyond the trigunas. Try to understand them. और अर्जुन तो ऐसा था कि उसका सत्व गुण ही सबसे ज्यादा. तो सत्व गुण सबसे ज्यादा होने के कारण भगवान को वो प्रिय था. वो बोलते हैं तू मेरा सखा है, इसलिए ये ज्ञान मैं तुझे दे रहा हूँ. इस अध्याय के अंत में, the second chapter, that is सांख्य योग, he says that ऐसा ब्राह्मी स्थिति पार्थ. पार्थ, मैं तुम्हें ये ब्राह्मी स्थिति बता रहा हूँ और उधर तक ले आया हूँ. तो ये शम जो है इसे कहा है try to get rid of the unwanted desire. शमन करना, ये हमारे मन में बार बार आती रहती है. और इसका भी इतना सुंदर वर्णन यहाँ आया है. ये कहते हैं भगवान in the 62 verse, he says ध्यायतो विषयन पूसा संगस्ते शूप जायते संगात संजायते कामात कामात क्रोधो भी जायते क्रोधात भवति सम्मोहा सम्मोहात स्मृति विभ्रमा स्मृति भ्रंशात बुद्धिनाशो बुद्धिनाशात प्रणश्यति. What a beautiful way of analyzing how your mind is getting annihilated by all these things. What it is says, dhyayato vishan. Dhyayato means something you keep on meditating again and again. तो क्या होता है, उसके साथ अपना संग बन जाता है. Unknowingly we get attached to that. जब ये संग हो जाता है तो हमें वो चीज चाहिए. Then what is happening? The desire to possess that becomes so strong in us. The desire to possess that becomes very strong, and therefore, if we don't get it, kamat krodho vijayate. See, this is how the human psychology is explained in these 2 verses so beautifully. इससे क्रोध हो जाता है. When we want whatever we want, if we don't get, we remain agitated. ये जो मन का agitation है वो हमें कभी शांति नहीं. We have to remain peaceful. Unless our mind comes to that peaceful nature, हमें भगवान के पास जाने की कोई संधि उपलब्ध नहीं. That's why to work on mind. We are doing asanas, okay. पतंजलि भी कहते हैं आसन के 3 ही सूत्र बताते हैं, स्थिर सुखासनम, प्रयत्न शैथिल्य अनंत समापत्तिभ्याम, ततो द्वंद्वा अनभिघातः. See, when we are teaching to the students, they really enjoy and they understand what is the purpose of doing asanas. How you want that flexibility in the body. Sthira sukha asanam. When you can sit in a comfortable posture for a long time, sukha, without distraction from the body, only then you will be able to do the further processes of pranayam and meditation. In meditation, if your attention is going all the time to your body, then you are still with body. And in meditation, you don't have to meditate as a subject. Subject में मैं, जो विचार आ रहे हैं, जा रहे हैं, उनको खाली देखना है. You have to watch them. What are the thoughts coming and going? और ये कहा है कि जब हम इस विचारों को खाली देखते हैं, it is like unattended guest. आप समझो कि आपके घर में कोई गेस्ट आता है, वो बैठता है, लेकिन उसको अटेंड करने के लिए कोई नहीं आता. Nobody turns up to attend him. What he will do, he'll sit for some time and go away. Same thing happens with these thoughts. But because of our mind, we get all involved in the thoughts, thinking they are real. Thoughts are not real. Mind is not real. See where yoga takes you. It is very difficult even for, I was teaching one of the very top doctors from Tata Cancer. She was such a wonderful person, but she could not accept that we can stay without thoughts. She says it's not possible. I says that is where the science ends and that is where the spirituality begins. Even the law of Newton is applicable to certain height above the level of Earth. Beyond that, we all know, we have seen in the crafts, the spacecrafts, how they are keeping on, moving inside because there is no gravity. The force of gravity is not there above, beyond gravity. So even these laws are up to certain level and up to certain limit. Beyond that, the science cannot understand. We cannot create that consciousness. Otherwise, we could have kept the body alive. It's not possible to create the consciousness. When it leaves your body, you cannot do anything about that. लेकिन वो जो निकल जाता है, वो ही अपना सच स्वरूप है. That is our true nature. This is all spirituality tells us. Shankaracharya in Bhaja Govindam has said so beautifully, Satsangatve Nissangatvam, Nissangatve Nirmohitvam, Nirmohitve Nishchalatatvam, Nishchalatatve Jivanamukti. What he writes, nobody can cross his words. It is so logically put up. And at the age of 8, he has put commentaries on Upanishads. See, this cannot happen just like that. It is only when the ultimate divine flows through you, these things can happen, and therefore we are never the doer of anything. हम करता नहीं है. When we lose the doership, we are there. How to lose the doership? हे मजची स्तव जाहले, परंतु म्या नाही केले, ऐसे जेणे जाणिले तो सुटलागा. This is the wisdom from Jnaneshwari. Jnaneshwari is a commentary on Bhagavad Gita. हे मजची स्तव जाहले, yes, it happened to me, but I am not the doer. परंतु म्या नाही केले. I am not the doer. One who realizes this, ऐसे जेणे जाणिले तो सुटलागा, he is almost liberated only. because it doesn't exist there as small ego. ये ईगो निकल जाएगा तब हम परमात्मा के साथ एक ही होने वाले हैं. लेकिन ये ईगो जो है, it starts from our birth. और इसके लिए जो 3 चीजें बताई है वो है सोहम, कोहम, अहम. व्हाट इज सोहम? जब ये गर्भ रहता है अपने in the womb of the mother, it is in a most devastated state. गर्भ यातना बहुत ही बुरी है, गर्भ यातना अच्छी नहीं है. तो ये जो गर्भ यातना होती है तब the fetus is telling God, soham, I am you only, relieve me from here. See, the beauty is we forget all those pains what we have undergone, and therefore once we are back in the world, we say we want to be born again. We want to be born again. ये मोह हमारे में रहता है, इसलिए जब तक ये मोह नहीं जाता, शंकराचार्य said सत्संगत्वे निस्संगत्वम. When you become attached to the truth, सत्संग, सत का जब संग होता है तो निस्संगत्वम, we become detached from everything. निस्संगत्वे क्या होता है? निर्मोहित्वम, you go beyond the delusion. मोह से आप दूर हो जाते हो, जैसे कि हमने शुरू में देखा, त्रिविधम नरकस्येदम द्वारम नाशनमात्मा, काम, क्रोध तथा मोह. These are the 3 doorways towards the hell. तो ये मोह निकल जाता है और निर्मोहित्वम क्या होता है? निश्चल तत्वम. निर्मोहित्वे निश्चल तत्वम. ये निश्चल तत्व क्या है? यही हमारे में जो ये प्योर डिवाइन कॉन्शियसनेस है, यही निश्चल तत्व. और ये निश्चल तत्व मैं हूं, ये जब हम समझ जाते हैं तो इसके हम क्या होते हैं? जीवन मुक्त. We are free from all the sorrows and miseries of life. It doesn't mean that we have to stop living. See, ये जो बातें है कि अपनी जो परसेप्शन है, अपनी जो जीवन की तरफ देखने की दृष्टि है, वो बदल जाती है. Take the life lightly. This is just a dream. This is just a dream. And we have to understand that. We can understand that only when we go beyond these 3 consciousness, जिसे हम कहते हैं जागृति, स्वप्न और सुषुप्ति. See, these are the practical aspects and we have to experience them every day in our life. हमें उस पर विचार करना है कि जब हम स्वप्न देखते हैं, we are experiencing everything there, all the feelings. We are either in joy, we are in sorrow, everything. लेकिन जब जागृत अवस्था में आ जाते हैं तो हम क्या कहते हैं? In waking stage, what we say, oh, that was a dream. And we just forget about it. Maybe I have done excellent in my exams in the dream, or maybe I have failed, whatever it is. But we experience the feelings there because dream is in the state of mind. ड्रीमिंग जो होता है वो अपने मन की अवस्था में होता है, और मन में ये सब इमोशंस, फीलिंग्स, ऑल दीज थिंग्स आर देयर. भाव, भावना, ये सब हमारे मन में है. इस मन को हम कैसे कंट्रोल? दैट इज व्हाट लॉर्ड इज ट्राइंग टू एक्सप्लेन. So here he says, after talking all this, bringing control over your senses and everything, then Arjuna is asking, स्थित प्रज्ञ सका भाषा. अभी यहाँ प्रज्ञा की बात हो रही है कि आपने तो ये सब मुझे कह दिया कि समत्वम योग उच्यते, you remain in the state of equanimity, then with that wisdom you do all the work, yoga karmasu kaushalam, skill in action. It is not any artistic skill, it is how you use when you perform the karma, how skillfully you do it so that you are not bonded to the fruits of action. You are not bonded to the fruits of action. Which means, what is the state of your mind when you are performing the karma? कर्म हो जाता है, लेकिन आपको उसका कोई भी संस्कार आपके मन में नहीं होता है. No impression is formed in your subconscious. तो इसीलिए कहते हैं कि अंतर्मुख होना इसलिए है कि हमारे मन में कोई भी नए संस्कार हम नहीं बनाते हैं. जो पहले संस्कार है उनको ही हमें दूर करना है. और दिस प्यूरिफिकेशन ऑफ माइंड कैन बी डन थ्रू द प्रैक्टिस ऑफ प्राणायाम, प्रत्याहार एंड मेडिटेशन. ये जो 3 चीजें हैं ये बताई गई है. तो हम जो कहते हैं, आई थिंक आई वाज एट सोहम, दैट एट सोहम इट इज सेड द fetus keeps on saying he knows, he says I want to get out of it because he is with all fluids surrounded in the nose, this that, in a very bad state. Now when it's the time to birth, he's praying God in soham soham, I am you, relieve me from here. Then he says at the time of birth, koham. Koham means who am I? Now he's slowly coming to its body. Who am I? That is the question. Koham. Or jab the body is out, that means we are born, we say aham, I am. So our ego starts from there. टोटली दिस पुरुषा जो हम कहते हैं, प्रकृति और पुरुष की बात जो सांख्य में बताई है, तो ये जो पुरुष है, व्हाट इज दिस पुरुषा? आई वांट टू एक्सप्लेन यू दैट. प्रकृति का तो हमने बात कर ली. दिस इज द नेचर मेड आउट ऑफ दोस 24 एलिमेंट्स. लेकिन ये जो पुरुष है, दिस इज योर इंडिविजुअल कॉन्शियसनेस. एंड दिस इंडिविजुअल कॉन्शियसनेस becomes one with the body. जहां अज्ञान शुरू हो जाता है और उसे कहते हैं कारण देह. इसे हम कहते हैं कि स्थूल, सूक्ष्म, कारण और महाकारण. तो सूक्ष्म है मन, जड़ देह है वो है स्थूल देह. और ये कारण क्या है? ये कारण ये है कि our individual consciousness gets one with the body, there the avidya starts. ये प्रकृति पुरुष की माया में झपक जाता है. Therefore, to separate and make him understand that you are not all this, that is the knowledge. That is the knowledge of self. कि मैं ये प्रकृति नहीं हूं. इस पुरुष को उससे अलग करना, क्लेश कर्म विपाक शयैर परामृष्ट पुरुष विशेष ईश्वर इज सेड बाय पतंजलि. क्लेश और कर्म का जो विपाक होता है उससे परामृष्ट, ही इज इंडिफरेंट टू दैट. He becomes indifferent to that. Do we become indifferent always when we are living? If somebody criticizes us, how do we feel? ये द्वंद सब रहते हैं. If somebody, praises us, how do we feel? ये द्वंद्व जो है, राग द्वेष, तो इसे इतनी बहुत अच्छी ढंग से बताया है कि ये जो राग जो, what is attachment? Is all the attachment to our subjects and objects from where we have to refrain ourselves. That means you be with them but remain untouched like the leaf of a lotus. Padma patra ivambasa. How can we live? That is the wisdom. That is the prajna. तो इसीलिए यहाँ कहा है कि how this person, one who has developed this wisdom, Sita Prajna, Arjun is asking question to Lord. Sita Prajna Saka Bhasha Samadhis Tasya Keshava Sitadim Kim Prabhasheta Kim Asita Vrajeta Kim. You tell me now, you have told me all this, that bring control over my senses, then come to Vairagya, dispassion, remain not attached to anything in this world. All this is a dream, this is not reality. ये तो आपने मुझे बता दिया, लेकिन आप अब मुझे बताओ कि ये स्थित प्रज्ञ कैसा होता है. स्थित प्रज्ञ सका भाषा, हाउ डज ही टॉक, इन विच लैंग्वेज ही टॉक्स. समाधि तस्य केशव, ये समाधि अवस्था में रहता है क्या? स्थितधिम किम प्रभाषेत किम आसित व्रजेत. How does he talk? How does he walk? How can you make out a sthita prajna? So Lord is smiling at Arjuna and telling him that this sthita prajna cannot be known from his external gestures. क्योंकि ये प्रज्ञा में जो स्थित है उसकी अवस्था सूक्ष्म देह में है. Prajna is established within him, but outside in the world, he will behave just like everybody else. You cannot know that he is a sthita prajna. What is he? Whenever he gets, whenever sorrow comes to him, he remains cool. Whenever the happiness or joy comes to him, he never gets carried away. He's free from all the dualities. That is, and sthitadhir muni uchyate. Muni means वो जो स्थिर बुद्धि में स्थित है. How to bring this intellect under control. और वो हम कर सकते हैं जब हमारे ध्यान का विषय होता है. हमने देखा है कि ध्याय तो जब जिसका हम ध्यान करते हैं उसके साथ अपना संग हो जाता है. So why not contemplate on Lord? अगर ध्यान हम करें भगवान का तो क्यों ना हमारा संग भगवान से ही हो जाए. और वो जो हमारे अंदर है जिससे अगर हमारा संग हो जाता है, ये जो इंडिविजुअल पुरुष जो जिसकी हम बात कर रहे हैं वो अगर इस ब्रह्म में ही विलीन हो जाता है तो उसके साथ ही एक रूप हो जाता है. जब तक ये स्थिति नहीं आती तब तक हमें वापस जन्म लेने पड़ते हैं. We have to come back because of our desires. Because of our desires. To become desireless, that is what Lord is saying. Sthita prajna ho jao. Be devoid of all the desires. One who doesn't have all these, one with the raga bhaya krodha. Vita raga bhaya krodha. He is away from attachment, he is away from fear, and he is away from anger. Raga bhaya krodha. ये दो हमारी मन की तीन बातें हैं, चालू रहती है अविरत. अविरत भ्रांति दर्शनम. देखो पतंजलि ने इसे क्या कहा है कि योग के मार्ग पे कौन से ऑब्स्टिकल्स है. सो ही सेज व्याधि स्त्यान संशय प्रमाद आलस्य अविरति भ्रांति दर्शनम अलब्ध भूमिकत्व अवस्थितत्वानि चित्त विक्षेपास्ते अंतराया. अंतराया are the obstacles. It is so easy to understand. We tell our students learn these 9 obstacles by heart. एक ही पतंजलि सूत्र जो है उसमें कभी फुल स्टॉप नहीं होता है. सूत्र is one which is a complete sentence. और पतंजलि ने ऐसे 195 सूत्र लिखे हैं. आज अगर योग इंटरनेशनल दिन है तो पतंजलि को याद करना ही होगा. उसके बिगर हम योग के बारे में बता नहीं सकते. लेकिन एक बात है कि जो भी भगवत गीता का ज्ञान है पतंजलि ने प्रैक्टिकल लेवल पे अपने सूत्रों में उसे उतारा है. जैसे पतंजलि कहते हैं प्राणायाम से क्या होता है. श्वास प्रश्वासयोर गति विच्छेद प्राणायाम, दैट स्टॉपेज ऑफ ब्रेथ. और उससे क्या होता है ततक्षीयते प्रकाशावरणम. Some of the students are, I think, murmuring the sutras because they have learned them. I'm very happy because you have to remember मनन होना चाहिए. केवल एग्जाम देके ये हम पास हो गए अच्छे मार्क्स मिले. No, this is not the science to be learned only in academic form. It has to get applied. It has to get absorbed in you. तो ततक्षीयते प्रकाशावरणम का मतलब क्या है. प्राणायाम करने से हमारे जो आवरण आ गया है. कौन सा आवरण. ये अविद्या का आवरण है. ये अविद्या के आवरण के कारण हमारे अंदर का जो प्रकाश है वो ढक गया. What is this avidya? So we have to do manan and understand every time how our mind is reacting. As I was talking about the incident, that to a same thing happening, two people react differently because उनमें जो त्रिगुण है वो अलग अलग है. The combination of the trigunas sattva rajatamas are different in the two individuals. Accordingly they will behave. सत्व गुणी जो है वो वहां जाके violence नहीं करेगा. रजोगुणी जो है he may get angry and shout loudly or say some bad words or whatever it is. और जो तमस में है he will create violence. He may go and hit, he may go and even kill whatever the fight is, the person or anything like that. तो ये जो त्रिगुण है हमारे अंदर कौन से गुण है ये हमें ही सीखने हैं और उसको हम ही जान सकते हैं. Nobody else will be able to tell you what is the combination of trigunas in your own self. It is only we. उसके लिए हमें अंतर्मुख होना है. और अष्टांग योग में जो पहली 5 बातें बताई है, यम नियम आसन प्राणायाम प्रत्याहार, उसे बहिरंग योग कहा है. और धारणा ध्यान समाधि जो है उसे अंतरंग योग. तो ये जो महापुरुष है, जो शुक है, जैसे पराशर है, या जनक के जो गुरु थे अष्टवक्र, ये जन्म से ही ज्ञानी थे. ये जन्म से ज्ञानी. They have come for certain purpose because they are selected by the divine consciousness to perform certain function on this. आपको चुना जाता है. The God will select you for work which will suit to all your attributes. तो ये गीता में भी जरूर कहा है, ये त्रिगुण कैसे है, त्रय श्रद्धा कैसी है, what are the 3 types of faiths you have. और श्रद्धावान लभते ज्ञानम, भगवान कहते हैं ज्ञान किसे मिलता है, जिसको श्रद्धा है मेरे वचन में. Over so many years, nobody has been ever able to change even one single word from Bhagavad Gita. या तो कोई भी ये ग्रंथ है, योग वशिष्ठ है. योग वशिष्ठ is the knowledge of yoga given to Lord Rama by Vashishta Muni. So beautifully he says. He says, what is the seed? He says, mind is the seed. क्योंकि उनके सामने जो बैठे हैं वो प्रत्यक्ष प्रभु राम. लेकिन जब ह्यूमन बॉडी में जन्म लेते हैं तो गुरु से विद्या पाना होता है. श्री कृष्ण को भी आश्रम में रह के सांदीपनी ऋषि या गुरु के पास रह के विद्या सीखनी. That is what happens when we are born as human beings. ये आवरण अपने आप हो जाता है. सोहम कोहम अहम. और जब तक ये अहम नहीं जाता तब तक हम इस मन के ही अमल के नीचे अपना काम करते हैं. How many times do we think that whether this thought has sprung from our mind or this thought has sprung from our intellect? इसीलिए ध्यान की प्रक्रिया से क्या होता है, you will pause before doing any action. See, sometimes we are doing action in such a haste, that is because our mind dictates. We immediately, as soon as the thought comes, we try to perform the action outside. And then later, sometimes we say, oh, I wish I had not done this. But what is poise? Poise is to wait there. Don't allow your mind to take you over. That means you are different from the mind. ये मन क्या है समझ लो. मनश्षष्ठानि इंद्रियाणि प्रकृति स्थानी कर्षति. भगवान ने बताया है गीता में, I am that sixth sense. मनश्षष्ठानि इंद्रियाणि प्रकृति स्थानी कर्षति, where it gets attracted towards the objects of the world. प्रकृति स्थानी कर्षति, आकर्षित हो जाता है प्रकृति की तरफ. इसीलिए जो we have seen the golden deer in Ramayana attracted even the Lord. Although he first said, no, what is there? I don't want to kill, I don't want to hunt and all. But when Sita demanded for the skin of the golden deer, he himself also ran out. ये माया भी था ना, was माया. जब इस शरीर में शरीर धारण करते हो तो ये माया में हम स्थित हो ही जाते हैं. और इसको समझने के लिए हमको ये सब धारणा ध्यान इन चीजों का अवलंब करना. People never even try to, they don't follow the yama niyamas, they are not performing their asanas pranayam, and they directly say we want to study dhyana. It is not so easy. It's the 7th step given. तो यहाँ भगवान कहते हैं कि ये जो स्थित है, ये जो प्रज्ञा में स्थित है, वो वितराग भय क्रोध, he is indifferent to the attraction, anger and fear. क्रोधात भवति सम्मोहात, सम्मोहात स्मृति विभ्रमा. ये क्रोध से क्या होता है? It will envelop your intellect. सम्मोहन हो जाता है. And then we are bound to take the wrong decisions. And if in medical terms we are going to talk, then because of anger, lot of adrenaline gets secreted in our blood. आप सबको मालूम है कि ये एड्रेनलिन ग्लैंड्स जो है ये अपने किडनी के ऊपर है, 2 छोटी ग्लैंड्स होती है, लेकिन they secrete adrenaline. And therefore, what is body doing? It is only expressing the mind. 90% of the diseases जिनका उगम है अपने मन में, whole endocrinal system is dependent on the quality of your mind. This was known to us thousands of years back. So today we are understanding through the modern aspect of medicine, but they are not knowing ye jad kaha pe. So to work on your mind is one of the greatest things. As I said, mind is the pivotal aspect of you and not the body. First, we have to have the body in a healthy condition, because we say that deha jo hai wo sarvartha sadhanam hai. It is like a apparatus given to us. Sarvartha sadham khalu dharma sati je kai kar. Dharma means, again, don't misunderstand, it's religion. Dharma is the knowledge of truth. So, शरीर माध्यम खलु धर्म साधनम, ये साधन है धर्म जानने के लिए. It is apparatus. So make what is yoga doing is perfecting your apparatus. It becomes so perfect that you are able to understand the divinity. इसीलिए शरीर की तंदुरुस्ती बहुत जरूरी है. One cannot sit for meditation even 20 minutes. In the beginning, when the students are doing, they will open their eyes, they will look here and there. Because mind goes everywhere. And there's no control on the mind. So, iska abhyas, what you mean by abhyas is repetitive study. और इसीलिए हमें discipline चाहिए. अतः योगानुशासनम is the first sutra of Patanjali. Here and now begins the discipline of yoga. अनुशासन चाहिए, और वो अनुशासन लाने के लिए we need not have people outside. The अनुशासन should come from within us. This is my discipline and I have to follow it. तो अगर हम प्रापंचिक भी है, हमें जान सकते हैं कि हम कैसे अपने लिए वक्त निकाले और ये डिसिप्लिन को अपने जीवन में उतार दे. एक जीवन पद्धति है ये. Today, yoga has become popular everywhere because of its physical benefits. But it is not meant only for the physical benefits. It's a very high science. बहुत ये जो शास्त्र है, हर भगवत गीता के अंत में आपको जो लाइन आती है वो क्या बोलती है? इति श्रीमद् भगवत गीता सुपनिषत्सु ब्रह्म विद्याया योग शास्त्रे श्री कृष्णार्जुन संवादे पुरुषोत्तम योग नाम संवाद. Whatever the adhyaya is. इति श्रीमद् भगवद गीता उपनिषत्सु, इधर उपनिषद का उल्लेख भी आया है. ब्रह्म विद्याया योग शास्त्रे. हाउ आई एम गोइंग टू टीच यू अर्जुना दिस ब्रह्म विद्या? थ्रू द योग शास्त्र. So the dialogue between Krishna and Arjuna is nothing but it is the complete Yoga Shastra. That's right. Such texts, you can open any page and start from any verse and you feel that is the beginning. क्योंकि ये सर्वस्पर्शी है. There is no beginning and there is no end. I am going to be always there, he says. And these are the verses that have come out through the Lord himself. So, कोई भी आप शुरू करो, कोई भी गीता के श्लोक से शुरुआत करो, आपको कोई दिक्कत नहीं होगी समझने में. सो सर्वस्पर्शी ज्ञान जिसे हम कहते हैं, ये भगवत गीता की खासियत है. और ये भगवत गीता जो है, यो अपने हिंदू इज अ कल्चर. हिंदू एक संस्कृति है और हमारा धर्म जो है वो वैदिक धर्म है. We follow the Vedas as our religion. और हिंदू जो है, ये हिंदू संस्कृति है. ये अपने सिंधु नदी पर जो संस्कृति ये निर्माण हो गई, उन्होंने भगवत गीता को अपना आध्यात्मिक ग्रंथ मान लिया और योग को अपने जीवन पद्धति के स्तर पे जान लिया. They were following yoga as a way of life, and therefore in excavation we found so many of the idols in a very cut state. You know, पद्मासन में बैठी है, कोई आसन करने में बैठे है, कोई ध्यान में बैठे है. So many of them were found in excavation because they were following yoga as a way of life, as a path of life. हम तो इतने व्यस्त रहते हैं अपने जीवन में कि all the time we are only in the worldly consciousness and in worldly life, not realizing that this is a very, very special birth in which we can do the most by self-realization. कृतार्थ जीवन होगा कैसे? अध्यात्म हमें बताता है. एक ही चीज है, आपको खुद को जानना है, आत्म साक्षात्कार करना, यही केवल मानव जन्म का कर्तव्य है. Don't even think of anything. Of course, भगवत गीता में भी कहा है कि जीने के लिए हमें जैसी सांस की जरूरत है, जैसे अन्न की जरूरत है, ये कर्म जो है, ये निष्काम कर्म समझ जाते हैं. If you have to keep your body alive and whatever you have to do for that, ये निर्दोष कर्म है. But there is a difference between need and greed. ये greed जो है, ये हमें मोह है जो हमारे अंदर हुआ है. Even when things are ample, we still want more and more. और इसे हमारे मन में कभी भी शांतता उत्पन्न नहीं हो सकती. Where is the peace of mind when our mind is full of desires? तो इसीलिए भगवान ने यहाँ कहा है, ये जो स्थित प्रज्ञ है, इसने संपूर्ण कामना का त्याग किया है. तो ये उसकी अंतर स्थिति है. ये बाह्य कैसे, how does he behave outside cannot be known. स्थित प्रज्ञ को तुम नहीं जान सकोगे. He will not be the one who will think of auspicious, unauspicious. और वो स्नेह रहित रहता है. That doesn't mean we should, you know. Hello. हाँ थांबू का? हाँ थांबवते. Okay. See, the message is there that time is up almost. So I will just take 5 minutes to conclude. As I said, this knowledge is something, you can go on and on because it is come from the Lord. So we will stop this. Hello. हाँ मी थांबवते आता एकदम. हॅलो हाँ 9:30. नाही आता मी नाही ह्याच्यामध्ये आहे, लेक्चर मध्ये आहे. I don't know somebody. Anyway, I think it is time up, so I'll also conclude in 5-10 minutes. So therefore, this Stita Prajna is not attached anymore. See, over a period of time, what is bringing sorrow to human mind? You know, when children grow up, they are going away. And the parents have invested all their emotions in them. But they have their own life to live. I think Sudha Murthy has written a very nice book on it. We have to understand when the siblings get their wings, they are going to move out of the nest. And then that feeling of loneliness and everything. So sneha rahit rehna. We are acting our role, whatever it may be, a sister, mother, grandmother, whatever role, we have to play those roles. Sneha rahit rehna matlab, we have to play the roles, but we have to come back once we dissociate from the person. ये स्नेह रहित रहना है, ये बताता है कि इस व्यक्ति में प्रज्ञा का प्रतिष्ठान हो गया है. That is the prajna. He behaves in the world like a commoner, but from within, he is on a total different platform. And how does he do that? Like a tortoise, bringing in all his limbs. यहाँ बताया है यदा संहरते चायम पूर्वोंगानि व सर्वशा इंद्रियाणि इंद्रियार्थेभ्यः तस्य प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठिता. Given the example of tortoise, और उसे प्रत्याहार कहा है हमारे योग में. The tortoise will bring all its limbs inside, which are vulnerable. But what about the back of tortoise? When they are covered with such a hard back, he keeps them protected. Similarly, turn all your senses within and nothing from the world will affect you. That is the state of this Stita Prajna. He is getting all the sensations, but he is not reacting to them. How does mind react? Perception. What happens? He recognizes perception. जो sensation आता है अंदर. So perception, recognition, उससे क्या होता है? जब वो recognize करता है, उससे sensation तैयार हो जाता है. Whether it's a sensation of like or dislike. See, हमारे में अंदर जो we don't like something means what? It is a sensation produced within us which we don't like. And we are reacting to that sensation. We are not actually reacting to the person outside. We are reacting to the sensation created in our mind. So it is in our hand whether we should create the sensation or even if the sensation is created, how we can stop our reaction. That is called the poise. And that poise can come through meditation. So therefore here, जो मैंने last आपको बताया, we will come because, the time is short and we have to conclude after 5-10 minutes. So therefore he says, like what happens in the sea, all the rivers are coming in. This is the 70th verse of the second chapter. He says, Apuryamaणam achalam pratishtham samudramapa pravashanti yadvat tadvat kamaya pravashanti sarvesha shanti mapnoti na kamakam. Like in the sea, all the rivers are entering, but the level of the sea is not going up. It remains there. Similarly, from all the indriyas, from the senses, all the sensations coming in, Stita Prajna will still remain quiet and tranquil inside. अभी आप Stita Prajna क्या है ये समझ सकते हो. So now in the 72 verse, the Lord says, Esha Brahmi Sthiti Partha Nainam Prapya Vivohyati Sthitva Syamanta Kalepi Brahma Nirvanam Richati. What I have done to you, Arjuna, I have brought you to that sthiti or the state of Stita Prajna. Once you arrive to this state, ये ब्राह्मी स्थिति को आप एक बार प्राप्त हो जाते हो, तो ये ब्रह्मानंद जो है उसका अनुभव आप ले लोगे. और एक बार your mind likes something, it will want to be there only. तो ये ब्रह्मानंद की जो प्राप्ति है, ये ऐशा ब्राह्मी स्थिति पार्थ, मैं आपको इस स्थिति तक लाया हूँ. Now it is in your turn. How to control the mind, how to control the senses, how to move in this world, how to establish the prajna or the wisdom that we are saying, the wisdom of the prajna. So this is the wisdom in the second chapter, which virtually covers lot of all the things. Karma kaise karna hai, ज्ञान क्या है, ये जो सब आगे वाले chapters है, उसका almost the gist of it has come in the second chapter of गीता, जो सांख्य योग है. और इसीलिए ये सांख्य योग आज हमने विजडम ऑफ गीता थ्रू सेकंड चैप्टर इसके बारे सीखने की कोशिश की. Thank you so much, all of you, for being patient and listening. And we will stop here and we will end by saying Purnamada. So please join your hands together. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.
Madam, thank you so much, ma'am. And it was highly insightful, actually. And at the same time, it is very much into the simple language. Now all my students and everyone can establish a connection between the wisdom of Bhagavad Gita, the philosophy of Sankhya, and the practices of yoga. And nowadays the connectivity or the connection is it plays very important role, right? So that connection now we have in our mind. And as there are many freshers or the newcomers in the field of yoga, they will get developed interest into learning the higher education in the field of yoga. And there are many higher education taking students also. They are there. They are doing their MA and degree in yoga. So your session actually gave justice to both kind of people, the having at the different planes. So thank you very much, madam, giving this opportunity for us to listen from you. And I think there are some questions, but I don't know whether we take the questions or not. But yes, Anita madam, what you suggest? Because already it is 9:40. So I think all the questions are asked by madam only, and they are answered by again madam only. So I don't think we should take a questions. Hai na, Anita madam? We will directly in the session. And I'm wishing all the people here and for the International Day of Yoga. And you all have done your best today. You have given your best to the society or the near ones of your family and your one. So again, thank you so much, madam, and all the audiences here for learning and listening. Thank you, madam.
Thank you, Sushma, so much for giving me the opportunity to once again get with the students. And if students have any questions, maybe during my lecture time, I can discuss with them.
Definitely.
To answer them.
Because you are our team member and you are our in-house faculty member. So my students can anytime approach you. So we will do that afterward. Thank you so much. Yes, Anita.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for coming here. Coming here today and giving this valuable I cannot thank you enough for going ahead and speaking to us for so long. You were like this, you're so passionate about this topic. And as you said today I even received this message in the morning. We received various messages, but what you said also, so I would like to read this out. Posture practice, that is practical, is not the whole of yoga, but an optional part of larger self-transformation system. And that self-transformation process of yoga works by refining the mind over a long period of time through dedicated practice, that is sadhana, study, swadhyay, detachment, vairagya, and faith, that is shraddha. And I really feel every session I attend of Yogaarthi, it keeps refining me and refining my mind. And I would like to, I'm very privileged to be a part of Yogaarthi. Thank you so much for your valuable session
Yeah.
today.
Thank you.
On behalf of everyone, thank you so much, ma'am.
Yeah.
Good night, everyone. Thank you so much.
Yes. Good night. Bye.